Hello, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're live for the first edition of Defiant Investors Session series in 2022. I'm very much excited. In fact, like I always tell people, that there's one thing that gives me joy, when I'm around people, and that is educating people, trying to bring information to minds of people to make them better. That is one thing that excites me a lot as a human. In fact, that's what I live for. So if I'm in a situation where I'm not, delivering value, I'm not helping someone, the next door neighbor, the next person, the next friends, get better, I feel like I'm undoing myself and the people around me. And that is why Realty, a real estate company, is built around such strategy, which is to help people grow and earn at the same time. You understand? So what we notice in our current dispensation is that we see people who are actually earning a lot of money, but without proper knowledge that could help them sustain their wealth in the long run. Or the other way, we see people who are learning a lot, but aren't able to convert their knowledge into money. That is a quite huge imbalance. That is why Realty is built or structured in such a way that it helps both investors, both team members grow their knowledge and grow their money at the same time, so that there can be a very fine balance in between to help them sustain their wealth for the foreseeable future. So this evening, once again, I welcome you to it's such a very iconic edition, because it's more like we are going to move into the future a bit in this edition, in this live session. Like if you watch the flyer, it's actually more like predicting the behavioral pattern of real estate industry in Nigeria for the year 2022, and it's such a huge move. It's such a huge try, because in as much as we are going to try our best to use analysis and taking cue from what happened in subsequent years as more like a candlestick into the new year, we can be very much sure about its accuracy. But the good thing is that it will serve as more like a direction and more like an eye-opener going forward into the year. So it's such a very beautiful session, and I encourage you that if you're here this evening, sit tight, get your popcorn, get your juice around you, remove every form of distraction that will make you to miss even a line from this discussion tonight, so that at the end of the day you can get enough value that could equip you for the new year and make you a very much more profitable real estate investor. So once again, this session is brought to you by Realty. Realty is a real estate company that is headquartered here in Nigeria, Port Harcourt, Nigeria, precisely. Our mission is simple: to make real estate investment as easy as possible to everybody who is interested. That's a simple vision we have, and on the process, educating people also as to how to possibly sustain their wealth via real estate into diversifying into other things. So it's about helping you grow your wealth, grow as a human being, and gain enough knowledge in investment, way of life as possible. So that said, we'll just head straight into the main reason for tonight's discourse, which is predictions about the real estate industry in 2022. I don't know if you're excited. I'm highly excited for the new year. In fact, like I was telling some of my friends over the holiday period, 2021 was a year of discovery for me and for my team. And 2022 is a year of consolidation of, we call it beautiful continuation of what we've started already in 2021. It baffles me that we are just barely a year old, or no, less than a year old, and we have actually covered so much, in the real estate industry, especially from where we are operating from. So it baffles me that I have a very creative team in-house, a team who is bent on growth and amazing customer experience, a team who is all out to make sure that real estate investment is served in a way that it has not been served ever. That is what we have set out to do. So that's about Win Realty. This show is packaged by Win Realty. So tonight we're going to look at a few pointers as to how 2022 is going to fare in real estate. You understand? But before we dive into 2022, we want to look a bit into 2021 and how real estate performed in the nation. We have to look at the quarter one, quarter two, quarter three, quarter four. So before 2021, real estate industry crashed a bit. What do I mean? Like holistically, the growth was downwards for the whole of 2019, 2018. The real estate industry was spiraling downwards. Not until 2021, first and second quarter, that it got its it blew up a bit to 3.5%, increase, 3.58%, and that was like 25.84% rise in value in the past year. So that is to show that 2021 was actually a year of revival in the real estate industry. For most of us who actually play in the industry in low scale, in low capital amount, we may not really understand what I'm saying. I'm looking at the general industrial view, of how the industry performed in 2021. The market actually regained its momentum in the first and second quarter of 2021, and that was the time it went the highest. So after second quarter of 2021, it came down again to 2.5%, from 3.58 to 2.5%, and that also isn't quite bad, considering that as at the second quarter of 2020, it is 15%. It performed 15% better that last year than the year before. More of what this is more like jargons, but if you follow into, you understand that all I'm trying to say or point out here is that in 2021, real estate got back momentum after a series of 2 years crash. And it's simple why it happened. So simple. Most people, because of the inset of COVID, most people were panicked. So they began to think about, okay, now that we have moved out of out of office work and we're back home, what if tomorrow we don't have access to the office again? What if me coming back home means that I'm finally dropped from my work? So these are the things. The panic created a lot of activities in the industry that made most people begin to think about owning their own properties, investing in high yield real estate as investment real estate, and so many activities were ramped up, and the industry got a bit of fresh breath, and that was what makes second quarter of 2021 the biggest quarter so far in the past 3 years in the real estate industry in Nigeria. If you can remember vividly, COVID hit us at March. That was when COVID and most companies and most government began to shut down their borders and their offices. So that was when real estate began to boom in Nigeria, because most people began to take their monies and put it into real estate, which of course is one of the most safe, secure investment or platforms known to mankind. So they thought about, okay, where can I put this money that I've been able to work out in the past 4 or 5 years that I've been working? Where can I put this money so that in case tomorrow we don't work again, that I'll be sure that my money is safe? So that was what brought about, of course, real estate stands top in the list. So that was what brought about so much activity in the industry as that second quarter of 2021 and made it boom a lot. You understand? So that was what made the real estate became very, very much alive in Nigeria as of last year. Like I said, if you play in the industry, this knowledge you're hearing or you're getting is for your use, is for educational purposes only. It is to help you understand what is going behind the scene. You might be buying land or buildings at the rate of 10 million, 50 million, 2 million, and you might not really understand the intricacies of what I'm saying. What I'm saying is as much more important as the 2 million land you're buying. It is directly proportional. It boomerangs on itself. So you need to have this knowledge for you to understand how 2022 is going to perform, and what are those indices and factors that determine how real estate or how the economy works. You understand? So that was what happened in 2021. In a bit of summary, that was what helped real estate in Nigeria gain momentum in 2021. So that said, we will come down to 2022. We don't have enough time. Like I said, from now to 8:30 to 9 p.m. that's what we have. I don't want to waste our time. So many analysts have come forward with so many things as regards 2022. In fact, 2022 is an exciting year both for investors and for realtors, because there's going to be so much activities in the industry, and that is also going to create a lot of tension, because so much activity brings about a lot of bad and good, because like I said, when there is a huge crowd in a place, you are sure to find both the good and bad elements. So same thing is applicable to the year 2022, because there's going to be a whole lot of money in the system. Money is going to enter people's hands a lot this year, and that's going to determine a lot for 2022. So the first prediction that we have put together here in Win Realty is crypto distraction. Crypto distraction, yes, it started in 2021. Crypto distraction is simple. Most people began to see reasons as to why crypto has become an investment haven more than every other investment that has been there before it. So 2021 was a year of awareness for the crypto enthusiasts and for those who love crypto a lot. So 2021 was their year, or was everybody's year in the crypto world. So a lot of people were distracted, and they tilted a lot to the crypto and neglecting real estate. Now, how does this prediction affect the industry? It's simple. It means that most people are not going to buy a lot, especially the young population of the country are not going to be so focused in acquiring real estate investment or putting their money into real estate investment, because it doesn't, in quotes, promise as much percentage possible or potential percentage rise in value as crypto virtually promises them, despite its volatility and its risk, it's high risk. Most people still choose to pay a deaf ear to it, because it's in quote has performed magic in the time past. So they tend to shift attention from real estate to crypto, or from every form of investment that have been there before to crypto, and that's what we call crypto distraction. So it's still going to continue into 2022. In fact, it's even going to be more in 2022, because more people have become crypto aware, so they are trying to explore the possibilities that are in crypto. So 2022 is going to even pose more year for crypto distraction. Most people are going to still be moved away from the conventional investment products that have been there into crypto. So the crypto distraction will definitely still be there. So the good thing about that's actually a downside of it, but there is a positive part of it, which is it's going to remove most people from the real estate industry into crypto. And that is the time, if you are investment aware and you have your investment knowledge on your palms, you know that when people are not buying, that's the right time for you to buy. When most people are distracted, that's the right time for you to acquire and invest enough money as possible into the real estate industry. The reason is simple: real estate never depreciates in value. It never goes down. It never goes out of vogue. It has forever remained the most viable, wealth preservation or wealth transfer, medium that is best known to mankind. And up to now, we are still looking for one that could, better it. But so far, so good. It has remained the most viable and the most, stable. So when people are distracted from the market, that's the best time for you to come in and acquire as much real estate investment as possible, or play a more active role in the industry as possible. So the first prediction for the year is that there's going to be a whole lot more crypto distraction in the industry. You understand? So another thing is election year. So the election year means that there's going to be a lot of money coming out from the savings of our politicians into the hands of normal men who have been looking for ways to actually play in the real estate industry. So because of that, there's going to be a lot of money in the system, and that's going to cause a whole lot of activity. Like I told you, a whole lot of activity in the system. There's going to be a whole lot of acquisitions, there's going to be a whole lot of investments, there's going to be a lot of inquiries coming through right from now up to the end of the year, in entering 2023. So it's election year, and it means there's going to be a whole lot of money in the system, in the Nigerian system, that is going to influence the high rate of demand for real estate in the country. Yes, especially in the major cities in Nigeria. We're looking at Lagos, Abuja, Port Harcourt. Some other cities are springing up in the numbers. We're looking at Owerri, we're looking at Enugu, we are looking at Ogun, we are looking at Oyo, we are looking at Benin, that's Edo State. So these are other states that are also catching up. So due to its election year, like I said, money is going to leave the hands of politicians into the hands of normal men or normal people. That's going to help them facilitate their campaigns, and this is going to help put money in the system. And those people that have for the past 4 years been waiting for this year to come, this is the right time for them to actually explore possibilities in real estate, and that's going to help more people become real estate investors. And how does this also affect realtors? Now, sorry, this prediction tonight is for both the investors and for the realtors. So let me explain a bit before I go further. For the investor, that's for the real estate enthusiasts, those who wants to play actively in real estate. This is so this is going to help you take better and informed decisions going forward into the year. And for those of us who facilitate real estate deals or who sell real estate for a living, this information will help you know where and how to approach people or educate people as to how to come in and play safely and profitably in real estate. So let's go on. So like I said, this is an election year, and most people are going to have a lot of millions in their hands to play actively in real estate. So for the investors, if this money comes to you, if you are on the line where this money is coming through, and this money happens to enter into your coffers, it is a big opportunity for you to explore real estate investment this year. In fact, the first thing that should come to your mind when those millions comes into your coffer is none other thing. It's not the remake. It's not going to go on club. It's not going to go and live the life that you have not lived for the past 3 years. It's for you to think about investment first. And the first investment that should come to your mind is real estate. I audaciously tell you that because I know what I'm talking about. It's real estate. You understand? Before you begin to think about some other investment that you can put your money into. Meanwhile, before I go on, I would like to explain to you why I say real estate. Real estate because it is real, it is stable, it doesn't depreciate, unlike every other investment out there. So when those money comes into your coffer, the first thing that should come to your mind is real estate. Real estate. When that millions comes to your mind, the first thing that should come to your mind is real estate. Like I was saying, I'm talking about this year's election year. There's going to be a whole lot of money leaving the politicians into the system, and if you are on the line, if this money is going to pass through you within this year, try and make sure that the first thing that comes to your mind is investment. I've talked about crypto distraction, and I've talked about election year. For those of us who are coming in, we are looking at 2022 real estate predictions in Nigeria. We're looking at how the industry is going to fare and how people can seize the opportunity to become active and profitable investors and realtors in the industry. Of course, real estate is a win-win for both the investors and for the realtors if you look at it holistically from all angles. When done rightly, it can never go wrong. Real estate will definitely make you wealthy. You understand? So we are going to the third prediction for the night. We have 4 predictions tonight. We are going to the third prediction for the night. The next prediction for the night is the Naira crash effect. the naira crash effect. That sounds very, very sad. Yes, of course. The naira have been devalued to up to the naira almost touched 600 naira per dollar this past year at some point within May, June, July. That was horrible for our currency, and that really threw so many people into doubt as to the future of investment in Nigeria, of course, because if you look at the dollar equivalent of a naira as at the beginning of the year up until June, July last year, you see that there's a whole lot of loss, in value. So most people became very skeptical as to if they should still go on and begin to invest in naira. That is a very valid worry, actually, and it is valid. You understand? So the naira crash effect is a very fun prediction for the year 2020, because the naira is not going to get better. You understand? The naira is not going to get better as long as this administration is still in power, considering the amount of debt, the debt rate that Nigeria has put itself into, which will cause it to even devalue the naira more. So what does this mean in its entirety? It's simple. This prediction is going to favor those in diaspora a lot, because for us that work and earn in naira, is still going to bite us harder, and it will take people who have extra wit and who are actually a victim of, who are going to be a victim of the election year effect, to be able to go further and invest in this country. I'm not trying to say you shouldn't invest in Nigeria. What I'm saying is it will take people who have extra weight and who have their A game on investment to go ahead and invest if you earn in naira this year. But for those of us in diaspora, our dollar to naira rate has even gained has even gotten more interesting, considering that if you dissolve your dollar, if you had dissolved your dollar last year, like let's say for example $100 bill last year was around 40-something thousand to 30-something thousand to 40-something thousand last year. As at this year, it nearly touched 60k, or I think it touched 60k at some point. So it tells you a lot. And the good thing is that land didn't really go as high as when compared to normal commodities in the market that went up because dollar went up. The land actually didn't skyrocket at that same rate. It came up, but it didn't come up in geometric form. It still appreciated the normal way land appreciates. So it's a good news in the sense that the amount of land that $100 bill will get you as at the beginning of 2021. You understand? Let's say for example $100 bill could get you, that's example, is going to get you a plot of land or a three bedroom bungalow as at January 2021. That same $100 bill can get you a 4-bedroom duplex or 3 plot or 4 plot of land as at now. It is a good thing because we don't know how long this naira devaluation is going to stay. So this is a good year for you in diaspora watching, to seize the opportunity to grasp as much property as possible in this year 2022. It is the best opportunity for you to grasp as much properties as possible in this new year 2022, because like I say, we don't know how long the naira is going to stand against the dollar at this rate. So when you have the opportunity, you seize it with your both hands. So that's the naira crash effect. Yes, it has this negativity in the sense that for those of us here in Nigeria, it's going to bite us harder. It will require us to learn more about investment. It requires us to ask more questions about investment. It requires us to be more aware before we actually put our monies into any investment or anything at all. But for those of us who are in the diaspora who earn in hard currencies, this is the best time for you to explore investing in major Nigerian cities. You're looking at Lagos, Abuja, Port Harcourt, Benin, Ogun, Enugu, Owerri. You understand? This hotspot, these boarding hotspots that are already giving the industry the fresh breath it has today in the country. This is the right opportunity for you to explore Nigerian real estate industry. You understand? So another thing we another caveat I need to put here is the technology disruption that is hitting the industry currently. There's so many blockchain backed real estate investments littered already in the country, and it's a good news, because I've always been a preacher of adopting new technology when it is still very young, especially in every industry. And I'm as an advocate of the real estate industry, I'm so happy to see that so many private players in the industry are already adopting blockchain technology in transacting and doing business with people. And that means ease, that means speed, that means efficiency, and that is what the industry needs. So it is also a big green light for anybody who wants to start playing in the real estate industry in the year 2022 to begin to think about playing actively and massively, because this technology that's coming in is going to still have a rub-off effect in the near future.